I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda. Skadoosh.
Hello and welcome to Big Fat Panda Show number 61. I've been gone for a little while. Have you missed me? I hope so. I'm still trying to find the groove with the show, and I don't want to repeat everything you've seen on the channel during the month. So just trying to find a nice quick groove with it and give you a quicker show and let you go actually watch the videos instead of just rehashing them. Alan Dalinka from MousePlanet is here. I'd like to thank my exclusive sponsor. If you, a loved one, or family member, or a friend are planning a vacation to Disney World, Sandals, maybe a Royal Caribbean cruise, or a Disney cruise, please visit magicalvacationplanner.com or call the number on your screen. So the Magic Kingdom is completely decorated for Halloween. There was a Halloween media event. All the videos are on bigfatpanda.com. Please subscribe. We just hit 70,000 subscribers. Something that is not on the YouTube channel is some extra Halloween merchandise that Stephen Miller showed us over at the Magic Kingdom on the media night. Take a look. Universal's Value Resort, the Aventura Hotel, opened. Really nice bar on the top, Bar Bistro 17, top floor. You get 360-degree views of Orlando. Halloween Horror Nights, Poltergeist was added. I'm very excited about this. It's not the new Poltergeist, it's the regular Carol Ann Poltergeist. I was getting a haircut, and who do I see? Michael Aiello. That's the creative director for Universal and Halloween Horror Nights. And I did press him a little bit. He didn't give away the farm, but he did tell me we're going to be going into the house, the Poltergeist house. We're not just going to the other side with like some flashing lights, because I thought that would be like a quick, cheap way to do it, is have some strobe lights. And there, you're on the other side. No, we're going to see the house and stuff, so there's more to it than that, which excited me. I don't know if you've caught it. I've been on Fox 35 News lately. It's a fun thing. A little nerve-wracking, but it's fun. I'm kind of finding my groove with it and hope that they keep asking me to return.
Good morning, John. How are you, my friend?
Hi, John.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are good.
Okay, yeah, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. If you're not, it's Halloween at the Magic Kingdom, and what's better than going on Splash Mountain is going on Splash Mountain with a Snickers bar.
Oh.
So look for much more frequent, smaller shows like this. If I have something to say, I will. If not, you won't hear from me because I don't want to bore you. So let's get to our guest, Alan Dalinka from MousePlanet. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alan Dalinka from MousePlanet.
Hi.
I'll give you the panda hug.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
By the way,
Are you happy, Adrian?
my cat saw that sign and almost as if they read mouse, but we know that didn't happen.
Oh, well, I give a panda hug.
Thank you. Oh, don't lean in too much, sir, for the panda hug. Sorry. I didn't know I had cooties. Speaking of cooties, did you see Where They Are in Toy Story Land?
I did. I thought that was hilarious.
That was pretty good.
Right next to a ride with an acronym that I'm not going to say on camera, but I'm sure plenty of people will.
You know the shirt's made already, right?
I got to believe.
We're talking about alien swirling saucers, and you can figure that out yourself. So, Alan Dalinka, before we get into the MousePlanet, you're a lawyer. You're a litigator. I
am still licensed, yes. Not here in Florida, but up in Illinois.
So if you trip getting home, I have to worry.
You're in big trouble. Big trouble. In fact, I had a legal dispute after I moved to town, and when I finally got it resolved, the guy had looked me up on LinkedIn and said, "Thank you for not suing us."
Oh.
So they paid their bills. I was good with that.
All right, very good. They have to pay their bills. What did you litigate? Like I read somewhere it was not just slip and falls. There were some complex things you did.
I did mostly copyright and trademark infringement litigation.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you just said, nah, I'm going to Disney.
Well, the last client I was representing phased me out, and I decided to sell my house and move to Florida.
That sounds a little bit like the Lou Mangello story.
Yeah.
As far as him just...
Although Lou gave up his license, and I still continue to renew mine for some reason that I'm not 100% sure of.
You're not letting go 100%.
Exactly.
Do you think you might go back into law, or you might take a job if somebody tried to hire you? Or?
In the right circumstance, but I can't imagine what that would be.
Okay, no, that's good. So,
but if somebody's got something that's interesting, yeah.
Are you having more fun with Disney? I know you're a Disney person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been a Disney fan as long as I can remember.
Was it 1972? When was your first visit?
Yeah, I made my first trip to Disney World in 72.
And then, weren't you also in a band, the marching band?
Yep, marched down Main Street in 84.
What did you play?
I was clarinetist.
Do you remember? Was it a big deal at the time? Do you remember?
Magic Kingdom?
Yeah.
Yeah, although, I mean, we did that sort of thing everywhere. Coming down to Disney was kind of cool, especially because that was the first time I was ever backstage. But, short of that, part of the performance was its performance, right?
But was it big, like, I'm going to perform in the Magic Kingdom in Disney? Was that a big... Did family come to watch you from the start?
No.
Just you in the school?
You and the band, yeah.
Did anybody film? I don't know, was it camcorder time then? Because I know when I was a kid it was the 16 millimeters.
Supposedly Disney has a recording of it, or had a recording of it, and I believe our teacher even had it, and I'm in touch with him. And if he's watching, do you have the tape of our 84 performance? I don't know.
That would be awesome.
But no, I mean, I read a lot of the sites, and they said they wanted a photographer, and I said, well, I go to the park and take pictures. Okay.
Very cool. So you do some great photography.
Thank you.
You do some good writing. So now I thought, just so Adrian knows, I thought he was MousePlanet. I mean, I knew, recently you were telling me, but I feel like you have an ownership of it, and that's good because you're really into it, and they, when you think of someone, you know that they're really committed to the product. So I'm sure that Adrian, the owner of MousePlanet, is happy about that.
And the rest of them.
And the rest, who are some of the other people?
I don't even know the entire board.
Okay.
I know Adrian and Tony, I know Mark. I don't even know who else is a board member and who's not. I am just the Orlando contributor.
Okay.
And that's how I also end up doing the Gary Meyer show. Hi, Gary Meyer.
Okay, so Gary Meyer was let's talk about how that happened. Gary Meyer is a inductee of the Hall of Fame?
Radio Hall of Fame in Chicago.
Okay.
It's based in Chicago. He was from Chicago. The Radio Hall of Fame is in Chicago, and yes, he's an inductee.
No, his topic is not Disney.
He was a talk show host in Chicago. He's an old-fashioned Chicago DJ who evolved into a talk show host. And when his last talk show gig ended, he started his own podcast, and I participate in that now. Gary Meyer Show, or GaryMeyer.com.
M-E-I-E-R, I think, right?
M-E-I-E-R, and 2 R's in Gary. G-A-R-R-Y.
I'll put
M-E-I-E-R.
Okay. Maybe I'll get on the Gary Meyer show, so I'm going to put your link up there, Gary.
Gary's a good
with
guy.
With 2 R's, Gary. So let's talk about what's going on with the parks, and because you really are a fan of the parks. Toy Story Land, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. It was good time. I like going. I wouldn't wait hours and hours to go visit it, but it's something that park really desperately needed.
Absolutely. I think also people that might, poo-poo it a little bit don't know what's to come, and that was a perfect, I think, smile, happy, quick, 2 attractions, but I think the Galaxy's Edge obviously is going to be the juggernaut. I will attempt to say, and if you agree with me, let me know, more money's going into the Galaxy's Edge than Toy Story Land.
I think more money probably went into Pandora, too, and that was a franchise nobody thought anything of, whereas Toy Story is a franchise people have loved for decades.
You can see a little bit of Galaxy's Edge from Toy Story Land. What do you think?
It's looking very impressive. I mean, it's quite the rock work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you see lots and lots of future rock work. Some are currently just suspended in space, but it looks so all-encompassing. It's
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am a fan, but not a fanatic.
Oh, that's exactly how I feel.
I'm old enough to have seen all of the films in their original release in the theater. I've been back to see some of them in the theaters when they were re-released. I think I may have seen one of them in IMAX once upon a time. But, what irritates me about the fanatic side, and no offense to fanatics out there.
No, it just irritates
There's more detail than I am aware of. I mean, my head is filled with all this other detail from my life, And I appreciate people who respect one thing. People look at me about my Disney interests that way, so I get it completely. But in terms of all the little minutia,
no.
I mean, the new Play Disney app. Have you tried that?
Yes.
So there's a trivia section for the studios that I was assuming was going to be studios trivia. And I know the park pretty well. I remember being there in '89. I've been there many, many times since. I was there when they took the old name off. I was there when they put the new name on.
There are questions on there that just...
The questions were minutia Star Wars trivia, and I was like, I don't know who that character is. You know, Jabba the Hutt, I know who he is.
I know popular villain and, hero. That's about it.
But, who the other characters are in the smallest detail, I love that there are people who love that. And my hope is, my belief is like Pandora, where before we went to the opening of Pandora last year, I rewatched the movie, because it had been 8 years or more since I'd watched the movie. So I rewatched the movie, and I found that great background, but it was great that I didn't need to watch the movie to enjoy Pandora. And my hope is that everyone's going to be able to enjoy Galaxy's Edge. And if you know the nuances, the more nuances you know, you're going to pick up all sorts of little things, and that's going to be great. And maybe it'll encourage me to get to know more of the nuance. But right now, my interest is big picture Star Wars, love the movies. That's it.
I think that's how it's going to be. I think we're going to appreciate a little bit of the smaller characters because we're going to have to in order to understand some things, but I don't think you need to. I think it's going to be hero, villain for the most part. Rebel, Alliance, what is it? I don't even know. All right, so MousePlanet, I can get you at mouseplanet.com.
Yes.
Where else can we find you?
Well, mouseplanet.com, I'm usually writing on Tuesdays. I show up on the Gary Meyer Show, GaryMeyer.com. The most recent episode would have aired, I don't know when you're going to drop this particular episode, but it's airing today, which is the 3rd of August.
Okay.
And I'm on about every 2 months. If you search for Dalinka, you find me. I have MousePlanet for Facebook is where I often post for MousePlanet. I also post MousePlanet Instagram. There's a YouTube channel that I occasionally post on, but that usually shows up in one of those other places too. And then I've had my own website for about 20 years, which the more MousePlanet work I've done, the less I've updated it. I'd say it's probably been a year since I've updated it, but it has a ton of old photos and video because I first brought a camcorder to the parks in '96.
That's great.
So I have, there's a YouTube channel that I created, ASD TubeU, years and years ago. Yeah. I've got a Pleasure Island video from '96. I've got a lot of Epcot 2000 stuff because I had a digital camcorder in 2000. I would love those videos. So there's a lot of older content there, and a lot of it's been highly edited because once upon a time YouTube had a 10-minute limit.
We will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll have you back when something big happens.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Take care.
So there you have it, show number 61. Look for a lot more quicker versions of these shows, just like this one. I don't want to give you something that rehashes what's already on the channel unless I think that my opinion is going to help you in any way. So I just don't want to bore you guys. But thanks again. Panda out. Go create pandemonium. Give out panda hugs.